You now tuned in to the Gumptown Podcast. I'm your boy Doug B. We ain't got nothing to talk about, but we got something to talk about. Let's go. Good people. Welcome back to the Gumptown Podcast, episode 7. I'm your boy Doug B. If you tuned in to this podcast, I want to thank you for your time and your attention. I really appreciate you giving this podcast a shot. Today's guest, I met this gentleman back at the Alabama State University around 2007. We took a golf class together. Shortly thereafter, taking the golf class, we became frat brothers, and we've been good friends ever since. Cool, down-to-earth guy. Always fun to be around, always a good time whenever we kick it. He's the founder and owner of EPhysique Fitness, and I'm pretty sure you all will be inspired by his story. Let's give a warm Gumptown round of applause for Eric Guidry, Jr.
What's up, everyone?
E, what's going on with you, bro?
Nothing much. Just finished up the day of training, man.
Yes, sir. I feel it, man. First things first, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to chop it up with me for a few minutes. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Anytime. So for the people who don't know who Eric Guidry is, tell them a little bit of your story, where you from and how you got to where you are now.
Oh, man. Well, Eric Guidry Jr. from Belton, Alabama. Oh, man. I got to where I'm now, like, of course, going to Alabama State University, trying to find my way, just thinking my life was going to be all about business. And as far as, like, I used to love to party, so I'm thinking I'm going to get a marketing degree. For like, and just become a club owner, just thinking things are simple, just based off what I like for like growing up. But eventually, after I graduated, made my way down to Houston, and not having many friends down there, ended up finding a gym, getting a gym membership, because I was doing a lot of partying. I was skinny, but still had like a little small gut. So I was like, hey, let's take advantage of my health. Then after getting in shape, seeing the results, falling in love with it, I found myself talking about fitness all the time and telling other people about it. Then once I actually start helping people and seeing how the results actually help them gain their confidence, I fell in love with fitness as far as like training people, helping them get their confidence back, especially in the Black community, because it's not too often that a lot of us really get our confidence back from training, getting back in shape, and as well as just health awareness and fitness awareness is so low in the Black community. So that was my inspiration to just start my own fitness company and just try to change the world through helping the Black communities as well as every community. But I definitely want to help on the African American community and raising fitness and health awareness.
Good stuff, bro. What a story. Like you said, man, you initially came to Alabama State University with one plan and ended up having to call an audible and go the route that you're going, and definitely proud of you, man. And all the times, as the saying goes, well, our plan isn't always God's plan or something along that nature, man. Like you can never predict how life's gonna turn out sometimes. So hats off to you for figuring out your way.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a long path. Hey, it's gonna continue to be long, but I'm actually enjoying every step of it.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about. Let's talk about ePhysique Fitness. So what products and services do you offer? What all products and services do you offer?
Right now, I offer one-on-one training, group training, boot camps. I make online for like do customized workout plans to cater to people's specific needs and goals. I do make people meal plans for like meal guides. I really don't do the whole meal plan because I don't cook for people. I haven't gotten into this yet. And so that's all I do right now. And on the line, I do have partnerships with other companies, as far as like with waist trainers, with all black, with different Black-owned companies, for like with waist trainers, their own sweat cream. So I offer that too as a third party service for like people could use my code, get a discount. So and also in the upcoming year, I will be offering different nutrition services such as fat burners and CLAs I meant.
Okay. Rocking and rolling, man. Making it do what it do. Let me ask you
Yeah.
this question. Definitely, man. The good stuff. Keep expanding, keep making it happen. Let me ask you this. In terms of during this whole pandemic, with everybody having to be in the house and all that good stuff, were you able to attract any online clients? Did you do any virtual personal training? Have you done any virtual personal training during the pandemic? If so, how has it been for you?
I did a little virtual training, but uh like what really helped me out during the pandemic and what like really set me aside from a lot of other trainers that was already training at gyms. I had enough equipment where I was actually pulling up to people's homes with all my equipment, training them on the spot and getting results. So that's during the pandemic. It actually helped me like just open up my mind and figure out, hey, how are you gonna make this work? Gyms aren't open, but that's not gonna stop you from trying to establish yourself as a personal trainer, as a businessman, and help people reach their goals. So literally during the pandemic, I was driving about well over 100 miles
Mhm.
at like a day for the most part to different clients, pulling up to their house 10 minutes early, setting up everything, training them. They have kids, play with the kids, acting as a daycare service, whatever needs to be done. I was doing it to make sure these people are getting their goals because a lot of people put on weight during the pandemic, which is no one's fault. We're a lot of us sitting in the house and sitting in the house for so long trying to stay away from people. You're gonna eat snacks, you're gonna sit down, watching movies. So it was pretty much just help trying to fight the weight gain of the pandemic.
Okay. No, man, and much respect to you for taking advantage of these bad times, turmoil times, man. You saw a negative and you got a positive out of it, and much respect to you. Because I remember when you first started doing that and posting, I was like, man, that is what you call staying ready. So you ain't got to get ready. And to your point, you had your equipment, so you were already ready. So when this popped off, you said, hey, since we can't go to gyms, I'll come to your house. And number one, that that's that just goes to show that you'll go lengths to service your customers. And number two, how could they not be motivated? They at the house. Like they don't have to go nowhere.
Didn't have to go nowhere. We either was in their backyard, their garage. Some people we was right there in their living room. I had to pass to make sure the weights didn't slam on the ground to break anything, to break the wood underneath the carpet. Whatever needed to be done, I was gonna make sure that it was done.
Yes, sir. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. So I like to always go into a three-part question. I like to talk about the aha moment, the action, and the audacity. You pretty much already answered the question about the aha moment. You were out in Texas and you realized, hey, you were partying and you needed to take control of your health. And that led you to going to the gym and working out and you fell in love with it. So that was your aha moment when you first realized fitness was something that you were in love with. And exactly how long after you first realized you love fitness did you actually start personal training?
To be honest, after I fell in love with, it took me maybe 3 years to actually start training people for like seriously. Like one, of course, I read the books, took the certification, passed, but just taking the certification, they teach you how to do things like in such a traditional manner and mainly just one way in the book. So a lot of times even now, whenever I bring something new to my clients, and even back then, I always experiment on myself first to see how it works, see how my body responds, take notes, and make the adjustments for like to fit the different people. So, and two, the second part to that same question, I had to learn to stop being selfish, because fitness, a lot of times with fitness, it's very selfish. So you're worried about yourself, but being a personal trainer, I feel like being a very successful personal trainer, you have to be selfless. So no longer can you really worry about yourself. You got to worry about how things are going to be for other people. Because I know I give a lot of energy to clients a day, and at the end of the day, most of the time I don't have a lot of energy to give to myself, but I don't regret it because I see the smiles on people's face when they're losing inches or losing pounds. So that's, I'll say, about 3.5 years for when it first took me to train my first client. And to add on to that, my first client, I was not equipped to train her. I can't say that. She needed, at that time, she needed a more seasoned trainer, because I let her get away with every excuse in the book to not train because I was too nice and too green at the moment. By the time we were done, when she tried to when she tried to pay her money for the rest of her sessions, I didn't feel right in accepting her money because I didn't feel like we were getting anywhere. So I did recommend her to go to another trainer. And then I took another year off of training to better equip myself and get more knowledge and actually get a mentor to figure out what I did wrong.
No, man, that's great, man. Like seriously, everything you just spoke on, man. That's so the best word I can use. That's so dope, man. Like so basically you started and you realized after you trained your first client, hey, I need to go back to the drawing board. I need to get better at my craft. And that's hats off to you, man, because you realize your customers, you like pretty much, man, your customers are your walking billboards. And to your point, you have to be selfless, especially as a personal trainer. You don't have energy for yourself at the end of the day a lot of times, but you got clients, like you said, they're happy, they're promoting you, they're on social media saying, man, Eric helped me lose this amount of pounds and these many inches. So, nah, man, hats off to you for um identifying that and going back to the drawing board and getting better at your craft. And that 3.5 years that you took between the aha moment and the action step, man, man, that's dope too, man. I mean, you got at least you got from the idea to the action. A lot of
Yeah.
times we don't get to that point, man. And I was in the same boat with the podcast. It took me 3 years from aha moment to action. But the most important thing is you actually got from the idea to starting it. You just continuing to tweak and perfect your craft. So much respect to you for that, bro.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So the last part, audacity. It takes courage and audacity to step out there and start your own. Who or what influenced Eric Guidry to step out there and start EPhysique Fitness?
Oh man. I'll say working at a job I hated helped encourage me to step out there to really do it. I was working as a large store retailer, merchandiser for Coca-Cola. I would have to wake up around like 3:50 every morning and drive to a job I hated. And manual labor. And my first day at the job there, I was like, oh, this is not for me. I was like, there's no way I should be working this hard for anyone and not work this hard for myself. So so I like to thank Coca-Cola Company for being one of the people to help me out there. And two, I would say like a lot of times I would see so many other people doing it, and I was like, the people that started with me, I was in a fitness group, and a lot of us were talking about start training at the same time. And a couple of them did start when I said I wanted to start as well, and how they just went out on a whim, and just took off. And I was like, man, they inspired me because I was like, hey, they're doing it. We were all sitting up here talking a couple of months ago about our dreams about personal training and what we want to do. So a couple of friends inspired me as well. And and the last thing, and I'll say some of my friends, they really inspire me. They're like, hey, they're like, you say you this what you love to do, this what you want to do. And they're like, so what's stopping you? They're like, don't let it pass you by. So I'll say Coca-Cola, some fitness friends in Atlanta,
Mhm.
as well as some close friends right here in Birmingham that I have. So a lot of those people really like just encourage me, and I'll say the friends in Birmingham definitely encourage me because they all started their own business as well. Like two of them are firefighters. One of them is a contractor now, he as well as a firefighter, and the other one is a has his own lawn care service. He literally started off with just two push lawnmowers, and was just throwing them in the back of his Honda and just going. So seeing like having a good set of friends that you can actually grow with as well in business, they'll give you the courage to like, hey, step out there, do your thing. Don't be afraid to fail, because if you fail, you know what you did wrong. You can always go back to the drawing board and try to do it again.
Yes, sir. Nah, man, that's awesome. So basically, you had negative and positive influences. The negative influences was the job that you were waking up at 3 a.m. going to that you absolutely hated, and you had on the positive side, you had friends who were in business and they inspired you, and that's what it's all about, man. Like just finding the courage and the audacity to step out there, whatever it takes. And a lot of times, well, I'm not gonna say a lot of times. Yeah, I can say a lot of times it's either one or the other. You have people who they build up the audacity because they hate going to work, or they inspired by their friends, and you had both. So that's dope, bro.
Yes, yes. I was about to say having people around you that can inspire you is like can be so motivating as long as you use it the right way. Because a lot of times I've seen people that have people around them that's doing things, and they take it as since they're progressing that them themselves aren't. So I never wanted to be the person that felt like the people around me were progressing, and just because they were progressing, that I was less than. It just helped encourage me become better as far like in my craft, a better friend, a better man. I'll say even for like with my girlfriend, like she does very well with her own business. So having having a girlfriend that's like that inspires you as well is very good, because it's like it's always going to keep you on your toes to be the best version of yourself. So my so I pretty much wake up every day just trying to be the best version of myself and be better than yesterday.
And man, that's all you can do, man. Like really, like you owe it to yourself. We all owe it to ourselves to wake up every day striving to be better than we were the day before.
Yeah,
So let's
that's
go
true.
into the vision for the company. What's next for ePhysique Fitness? I know right now you're doing personal training, you boot camps, and I know you mentioned earlier that you were going to be doing supplements. Is there anything else that's down the pipeline that you can talk about right now? If you can't talk about it, don't worry about it. But is there anything else coming down the pipeline for ePhysique Fitness?
Um, in the near future, it should be coming down the pipeline within the next couple of months. We're gonna working with a lot more athletes, youth athletes, to help just get them more prepared for like their body, um, especially for like inner city schools that like can't really have like afford or have one of a really good strength and conditioning coach.
Mhm.
So have a potential partnership on just working out the kinks, where we'll be pretty much become help become a strength and conditioning coach for inner city youth for the city of Birmingham. Hopefully that should be something that I can announce at least by December. is already pretty much everything is worked out itself, just working out a couple of fine prints. So
Hey.
working with the youth
Mhm.
is definitely something that I'm want to do a lot more in the future. Just like always, two groups that I always like to work with at times is definitely the youth and the elderly. One youth just because they're the future for like you get to have so much fun with the youth as far as like getting to know them. Uh, it keeps you young. You know what's going on in today's world. Because just being honest, I'm not old. I'm 33, but a couple of youth I worked with, they make me feel like I'm so old because I'm so out of touch with some things. I'm like, wow. I'm like, so this is what y'all doing, as well as the elderly, because you get to learn so much from them as well, from just the wisdom that they have just from life itself. And a lot of times just sitting there talking to them, helping them just keep muscle, stay mobile. Just it's just the little things with the elderly. So I do love working with both of those groups a lot. On top of the current clients I already have for like people that's trying to do weight loss, muscle gain. It's just so those are some of the things that I really look forward to in the near future. Working more so with the youth as well as the elderly. So
Nah, man, that's great, man. And hats off to you and much respect to you for pouring into those two groups because you already explained why you're going to pour into those groups. And hey, I love it all, bro. That's dope, man. I'm really looking forward to you working out the kinks of what you got coming down the pipeline, man. And I know it's going to be a huge success.
yeah, thank you.
No problem. But man, as we wrap up, man, just want to ask you one question about the Gump, man. What's one positive impact the Gump had on you in terms of your overall development as a man?
Oh man, the the Gump actually taught me a lot of things, but it taught me to stay encouraged and stay motivated. For because I hear like coming going to Montgomery, I didn't know what to expect. I was like, oh, it's a big city. I'm thinking big city, but it was in a lot of cases it was no different from Birmingham, Beltsman, Birmingham,
Mhm.
mainly Birmingham, I should say, because Birmingham's bigger. But it taught me to stay encouraged and stay motivated. Don't let your surroundings dictate you yourself. When in actuality, you should be the one dictating your surroundings. I
Yeah.
will say that because I like I know one of the negative things that a lot of people say about Montgomery is you can get stuck there, which isn't necessarily true. It's just all about your mindset of when you're in Montgomery because it isn't a bad city at all. Like I still love to come visit, see friends, just catch up with good people. But it always taught me to stay motivated and encourage me to keep going no matter what.
Yes, sir. And there you have it, man. I mean, and that's really a big part of the reason why I started the platform to shine a bright light on Montgomery. And I know you were only here for a short period of time, but that's dope what you picked up. That's dope that you've taken that and you carried it with you in life. And all right, man. I'm sure the good people will want to connect with you. What are your social media handles so people can get in contact with you?
My social medias on Instagram is EPhysique, the number 8. So EPhysique, the number 8, all one word. And on Facebook, it's Eric Paul. Uh, I had to make sure I didn't put my last name for the simple fact is my dad is on Facebook. So I didn't want people sending a message to my dad thinking it was me.
Right.
So yeah, and if anybody needs to email me, it's ephysique8 at gmail.com.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. And of course, I'll put all of these details in the description of the episode, and that way, if you need to get in contact with E, you have all this information. Hey,
Hey,
E, thanks again, bro, for taking time
okay.
out your schedule to chop it up with me, man. I really appreciate it, bro.
Oh no, thank you, bro. Anytime, bro. And I love what you're doing, shining light on Montgomery, and especially all the people that you know with their own business, man. I look forward each week listening to actually learn about a new business.
Appreciate that, bro.
All right, man.
All right. Well, good people, good people. That concludes another dope episode of the Gumptown Podcast. We gone, but before we leave, remember, be blessed, be safe, but most importantly, have the audacity to be you. Gone. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate your time and your attention. Until next time.